Today on Brilliance Business TV, we have Francess and Bailey. As a certified coach, Francess provides godly wisdom principles in coaching, public speaking services and products to help women recover from life setbacks and learn strategies to overcome life's obstacles, barriers in their life and their business in order to have and keep their purpose zeal. She also helps to provide spiritual support and guidance based on Christian perspective to others to strengthen their relationship with Christ and other personal relationships as a Christian counselor. Stay tuned. Welcome to Brilliance Business TV, conversations with leading experts in business. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler. We have another incredible guest coming on to the show today, Francess and Bailey. Francess supports her clients to transform, push and be empowered to keep their purpose zeal. So stay with us for a conversation with Francess and Bailey. I just want to give an official shout out to our show sponsors, Craig Shelley, Beverly Hills Luxury Watches and Fine Jewelry at craigshelley.com. We are streaming live on MSPnewsglobal.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and we're also on the E360 TV network under Fresh Takes, going out to Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, Android TV, and many, many more. So let's bring in our incredible guest, Francess and Bailey. Hey, Francess, welcome to Brilliance Business TV.
Hello, Mark. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
I am really looking forward to a conversation with you, Francess. You're really about service and serving your clients. You really have a great faith, which you support others with as well. You're a counsellor, certified coach. Can we just go back a little bit of your background and past that has led you to do what you do today?
Absolutely. People see the full picture right now, right? They see this life coach, they see this counselor, but it didn't start this way. I had went through some things in my past. I had some failed marriages. I had to deal with some depression, some anxiety, and I had to overcome a lot of giants that were I was faced with while on my journey. And back then I began to feel like I didn't have a purpose. Like, what was I created? Was I created just to suffer? And I really was at one point ready to literally give up. But once I pushed through and overcame those barriers, I now realize that I have to go back and help women who were once like me. That's what my purpose was all about. That's what all of that was about. It worked for my good. So now I just go back and I serve those same women who I see, as me those years ago, and help to pull them out of whatever they're in.
So from a past of having relationship breakdowns, suffering with stress, anxiety, depression, which many of us have struggled with, but then taking that into a vision and a purpose, and then really being of service to really help others find their purpose. That's absolutely incredible, Francess. Stress, anxiety, and depression are
Yeah,
really hard things to overcome. But
it
once
is.
we get through those, it can really help us to transform and really
Mhm.
make a positive difference in the world. Did you find that in your own journey, that some of those negative situations have really propelled you into a more positive future?
Absolutely. Because I mean, I used to remember people around me always saying, like, opposition is only opportunity. And now I understand that the opposition that I was facing was just opportunity to be better, or the opportunity to be able to help someone else, even if it wasn't going to be about me being in the spotlight, but being able to serve someone else to help them later on. And I keep that slogan. I keep that with me now. And I want to share that again. That opposition is only opportunity. Um, if we can remember that when we're faced with different things, and I know sometimes it's easier said than done, but if we can remember that, it helps to take the load off just a little bit better. Because I started to begin to, um, uh, you know, try to deal with my pain in other ways, such as drinking and smoking, and then still waking up with that same pain. Still waking up, realizing, like, what am I still here for? I still don't understand. But it was all opportunity to be better. It was just an opportunity to be placed here on a platform now to use my gifts to help others.
Opposition is
Opportunity.
opportunity. I
Yep.
really like that. And like you mentioned, sometimes when we are going through struggles and pain, it's so easy to turn to drinking. With me, it was drugs,
Oh, wow.
smoking, and that only takes the pain away temporary. It makes you
Absolutely.
forget, but really we need to be stronger to really face those pains and really go inwards and work on ourselves and really get through it, because drugs, alcohol, it's just so temporary, isn't it? It helps to block it all out, but all of that pain and the problems are still there, aren't they, Frances?
Right. Absolutely. And yeah, you're correct.
Tell us a little bit now about your business, Frances, and all the amazing things that you do with your clients.
My business is, I would say, grounded in my faith. So when I deal with my clients, I do introduce them and just educate them on. I don't push my faith on them, but if they're coming to me for help, I tell them what I did, because I'm living proof of I'm walking in where they're trying to get out of. So I just educate them on and introduce them to my faith and who helped me. And then I give them just the educational tips that they need to become a better person or to get up from where they're at. Sometimes it's just simple things that some of the clients just don't realize, that it's just one thing that they could pick up and use that one little thing. It's not really a big drastic change that they need, even though they feel so low. So I just educate them on what they can do and how they can go about doing it.
I just love the passion you have for
Yeah.
what you do with your clients. And I just agree with you on so many levels that it's just some little changes can have
Yeah.
such a big
Big
impact
impact.
on the change that we make in our lives. And we can choose negative situations and focus on the negative, or we can slowly start going into the more positive way of thinking. But it just takes little steps as well, doesn't it? Not to see a big mountain in front of us, and just make those little positive changes day by day.
Absolutely. That is very important what you said. That is one of the main things that I work with. I begin with, their mindset, because you can say this and you can say whatever, but if the mind hasn't shifted in line to where you want to go, then it's not going to work. So, I double check the mindset and just see where their mind is, what place they're really in, not what they're speaking, but where their mindset is, So I asked them some critical questions. I really dig deep. I have a little outline, and I asked them questions to see where they're stand at right now, because some can't even answer the questions. Some can answer the questions. Some choose not to answer the questions, but it does give me kind of an outline of where I stand and what particular tools or skills or things that I need to bring to them to help them in that situation that they're in. Yeah.
What are some of the obstacles, some of the biggest challenges that are quite common that you are working with, Frances? Some just common problems, common situations that people find themselves in where they need support?
Right. With a lot of people knowing my background, I have people reaching out to me who have been in relationships and they have divorced, because I once was a divorced wife. That's what kind of led me down that road of depression. So I have those women who are reaching out to me who are dealing with a divorce. I have some who reach out to me who are now dealing with their trauma, their past mistakes, with substances. They're abusing substances, as I was saying, and they just want to know, how did you stop? How did you get to where you're at? How can I deal with this better, even if I don't immediately stop what I'm doing? And that is what and I'm very, very passionate about that, because I just see, when I look at them, I can see myself, especially since I just deal with women too. Just being able to help them overcome those obstacles, even if it's just one day at a time, because my situation didn't change just like that. And so I tell them, like, I'm not going to sit up here and just tell you tomorrow it's going to be better. So I keep it realistic with them too. I don't give them this big facade that who you see, I woke up the next day and I'm this person. It was a process. And I teach them to trust the process. It's okay to wake up tomorrow and not be different yet. It's okay. So give yourself some grace that you're, as long as you're trying and as long as you're following certain steps and certain procedures and giving your best, and that's when I start to incorporate, my faith to them too.
That's a really important point, Frances. There are some coaches out there that will promise overnight success, overnight recovery. You see all the fabulous lifestyle on social media. And I think it is important to let people know that it's not an overnight thing. And it's great that you are really upfront with your clients about that as well, because it can be very misleading, and
Absolutely.
and especially in the coaching world. And then people may look at your success the same as people look at me, but they don't see the 5 or 6 years previous where you have had to put in all of the self-work. So letting people know that it is a slow process to that final destination. Do you agree with me?
Absolutely. And that's one of the main things as being a coach, is to be authentic. If you really want to reach people, be authentic, transparent, and keep your integrity, because they're coming to you as a crutch. And you have to be authentic. You have to keep it real. That's what we say, keep it real.
Keep it real. I like that. We're just going to a commercial break now, Frances, so stay where you are. We are joined with Frances Ann Bailey. She has shared how she has been through relationship breakdown. She suffered with stress, anxiety, and depression, but that led her to find her purpose, have a great vision. Now she's a certified coach, counselor. She loves everything around her faith, and she supports her clients to transform into a more positive future. Stay with us, and we will be back with you in a couple of minutes. Welcome back to Brilliance Business TV. Before the commercial break, Frances Ann Bailey shared her personal journey, having relationship breakdowns, suffering with stress, anxiety, and depression, but she found her purpose. Now she's a person of service and helping her clients to transform into a positive future. Frances, welcome back to Brilliance Business TV.
Awesome. I'm glad to be back.
My next question, Frances. We have been through a global pandemic. We have been locked down for the last year and a half. There is light at the end of the tunnel, but some of your clients come to you having no direction for their futures. You help people with relationship breakdowns. Now, I know this global pandemic, relationships have suffered because of being locked down, with some people maybe being abused with abusive partners. So there's definitely problems with relationships. But we all need help with our direction for our future as well, especially people who may have lost jobs, businesses that have gone out of business, people have been made unemployed. Can you share some of your pearls of wisdom, tips, strategies, anyone struggling with relationships out there, and so that we can help find some direction for our future?
Absolutely. I would suggest for anyone, because a lot of concepts I give could be neutral when I give to my clients. So, people who are dealing with, even if just some relationship issues or any other issues, the first thing I always ask them is find your why. And that opens their mind up to, they like, my why? What do you mean, my why? And it's why do you want to do what you want to do? Why would you want this relationship fixed? Or why do you want to get out of what you're in? And it just begins to bring out the positive, because now I want to do this and they're speaking good things. But then I have them to break down also, those good things, to see if there are things that are really needed, or there are things that, we want. And some things we want some things, but they're just not needed for us at that time. So I began my first thing is I just say, break down your why. And that why could be like, why, who do you want to do this for? Who are you trying to, who do you have looking at you? Why is it important that you come out of what you're in? Why is it important that you move forward in this relationship that you're in? And also I tell them to have a blueprint. You can't just jump. And it's possible to have blueprints for relationships. You want to, everything works better when it's in order. I just believe that organization is a big plus to anything. So I tell them, to make sure that, you have your blueprint, whether it's for, if you're trying to have goals and dreams and things you're trying to reach, where's your blueprint? Where's your outline? You're just jumping with all of these, with everything in your mind, but nothing is categorized about how you're going to strategically go with anything, and then I even show them, like, right now, I have a blueprint for you. Like, I'm not just coming to you with bumbled words. I'm not coming to you just throwing things out to you. I'm analyzing. And that's the same thing that they should be able to do in their relationships, in different things they're facing, in their goals, when they're trying to reach their goals, is being able to know their why, have a blueprint. And one of the main things is to not become distracted. And a lot of people say, well, how do I know when I'm becoming distracted? How do I not know? And most of the time you don't know you're distracted until you're distracted. So I always say, if once you realize you were distracted, then that was a distraction. That's number one. But, a distraction could be anything that just pulls us off the focus of where we're supposed to be going. So if you're in that relationship, is this stopping you? I know what you want, but is this stopping you from getting where you're supposed to be? If so, it's a distraction. And maybe that's not good for you. The same thing for goals. You may want to do this, but God is telling you to do that. Or your hands is better for this and not that. So what you're doing, it might not be bad, but it's a distraction. It's slowing you up. So there are just three things I always, that I could give them for wisdom is just know your why, have your blueprint, and don't have any distractions. Try to eliminate as many distractions as you can going forward.
They are great tips, Frances. Two words that stand out to me there, why and how you mentioned. And when we ask great questions, you get great answers. So it's all about finding that why, asking why, and finding the how, and a blueprint as well. When you have a blueprint, you're not just guessing anymore, you're following something that's proven to work. So just great words of wisdom. Now, you're a certified coach as well.
Mm-hmm.
How important is coaching? Even coaches need coaches. I've invested thousands and thousands of pounds in my coaches. At the moment, I've got a fitness coach. I'm transforming my body. I've already lost 12 pounds. I've had voice coaching to speak better, business coaching, life coaching. I know the importance of coaching, but some people out there may have never had a coach. How important is coaching, Frances?
Yes, coaching is that's another another great thing for anyone who may be facing things. Get a coach. Like you said, even me as a life coach, I had a coach. Right? Because remember when I said I started, I didn't get here just like that. And I had someone to hold my hand. And then like for different areas of my business, when it comes to the books, I have an author coach. And it comes to the business, I have a business coach. It even breaks down to even having an inspirational coach, a mentor, because if I'm constantly pouring, I need to be filled, right? I can't just keep pouring and then I don't have anyone pouring back into me. And then that person has someone pouring into them, so it's always important to have a coach. Keep that. Don't be too prideful because you'll never know it all. In this life of business, in this life of just being a person, walking in purpose, just being you're never going to know it all. You're always going to have to remain a student. And I'm always going to remain a student. And that's what has brought me farther on my journey, being able to open up and learn more, learn things I don't know, unlearn things that I have learned that weren't correct. Right? Because some things we got to unlearn, right, while we're learning. So, it's very, very important to have a coach, to have a mentor, to have a role model. It's very, very important.
I agree. And you have got something really exciting to share. You are just coming up to launching your anthology project. Tell us all about this.
Yes. I joined a book collaboration called Soulful Affirmations. Shout out to Cheryl Pelote Williamson, awesome author coach. And seeing her vision, and once the book launched for there, everyone was like, I want more of that. And so I was like, I have that gift. So I begin to I'm not thinking about, I know that I'm going to launch my anthology, which is called Purpose Zeal Declarations. So God has given me a humongous vision, if you can only see, but I'm starting off with, I wanted to be like Purpose Zeal Declarations, because sometimes a lot of people don't realize there's power in your tongue. And it's good to affirm some things, but it's also good to declare some things. So I declare and decree a lot of things, and I've watched me walk in the manifestation of what I spoke. And now I want to help others, and I want to give others the opportunity to walk in this author's journey, being able to help someone else, even if it's with, a word. One sentence can change someone's life. And I want to give them that same opportunity that I was given from the last book collaboration that I joined. So Purpose Zeal declarations should be launching the end of November, the beginning of December. So I will be looking for co-authors. Yes.
Excellent. And you mentioned something else really important there, that our words do matter.
Yes.
How we speak to others, but as well how we speak to ourselves is so important. Sometimes we really speak to ourselves so terribly, and we probably wouldn't speak to others how we talk to ourselves, but our words do matter. That brings me really nicely onto my next question. Soulful Affirmations. This is your book, which I kindly got my hands on. And what I love about this book, it's all affirmations. So you can literally just open one page a day and read a really positive, empowering affirmation. This can really set you up to just really have a great day just by reading one page. Tell us a little bit about the book, Frances.
Yes, I was so excited to join that book collaboration because when I was going through those dark times, someone told me that I had power in my tongue. That was one of the things. They said, you can speak and watch your situation change. And I just had to muffle up enough energy to affirm some things over my life. And I was speaking those things while I was doing the complete opposite. I was like, I am delivered from this alcohol. I am not struggling. I am not an alcoholic, but I was. But I was speaking the opposite. And look now, 10 years later, the manifestation is here. So in that book, Soulful Affirmations, I included some affirmations that I personally spoke over my own life during the times when I was in those deep moments. And, there were some things that were personal. They're soulful affirmations. They're from the soul because I spoke those things from the heart. So now they're laid out in writing. So all that person has to do now is just read it and speak it out and watch their life change as well through the process.
We have very similar journeys. If you fast forward in my life 10 years ago to where I am now, I am a totally different person. I've been through drug addiction. I collapsed and died from drug use.
Wow.
So we have very similar stories with the addiction side of things. But that can just give so many people hope that we're now entrepreneurs, we're successful, but we're helping others as well. Anything is possible, isn't it, Frances, if you just have that belief?
Anything. Yes, yes, all things are possible with God. All things. And yes, absolutely.
You also have a non-profit as well, really all about serving. Can you share a little bit more about that for us as well, Frances?
Yes. My nonprofit is called Red Door Empowerment, and we seek to educate, equip, and empower women to walk out of things holding them hostage, overcome those things, and walk in deliverance to reach their destiny. And we do that with workshops, support groups, and just self-care things. We're always, our support groups are coming back up in July, so I'm excited. You can tune in on Red Door Empowerment page, and we can be looking forward to more workshops, online workshops as well. Everything is virtual, so everyone can attend.
Excellent. And I would encourage everyone to go to francesandbailey.com. Now, you are offering a free gift today as well, Frances, a free Purpose Zeal guide. Tell us who this guide is for and what people will get from getting their hands on the free Purpose Zeal guide.
Right. The Purpose Zeal guide is some nuggets that I shared, some powerful nuggets that I shared with those who right now can't book a session, who right now just need a footstool, something just that extra push. So I came up with this free Purpose Zeal guide to educate women on just the top 4 things that they need to do in order to keep their purpose zeal. And they can follow those steps as much as possible. They can always go back and relook at this guide when they need to refer to it. And it's just always there for them, a freebie, and just to help them to help take them through.
Francess, I have really enjoyed having a conversation with you today. You're powerful, you're inspiring, you have walked the walk and talked the talk. You have been through those dark times, and now you can help guide others into the light because you have been through those problems. I really, really appreciate having a conversation with you. Is there anything we did not cover that you would like to share?
No, I just thank you for the opportunity, Mark. It was a pleasure to be here. And I think we covered everything. I just want those who are watching to remain encouraged and trust the process. That's all.
Francess, thank you for your time today. I know you're a super busy woman. I really appreciate the conversation with you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everyone,
Thank
for
you,
watching. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. Thank you, everyone, for watching Brilliance Business TV, conversations with leading experts in business. Today, we have been joined with the incredible Francess Ann Bailey. She has shared her personal journey of relationship breakdowns, suffering stress, anxiety, depression, but she found her purpose. She now has a non-profit. She's a certified coach, an author, a counsellor. She really is about serving women to find their purpose, to transform and really do better in life. Until next time, thank you for watching Brilliance Business TV. Bye for now.